next we see the use of dimensions. It's a very small topic. There are 3 uses of dimensions. Those 3 uses and the topic dimension gets over. However, it is associated with each and every physical quantity, so will be helpful in each and every chapter. So the first uses of dimension, it is to check the correctness of the given physical quantity. Check correctness of given physical quantity. So very simple it is. This rule or this use, it is involves the principle of homogeneity. It involves principle of homogeneity or homogeneity principle to check correctness of the given physical quantity. To do this, we make use of the principle of homogeneity. Now, what does this principle of homogeneity state? It states that dimension on left hand side must be equal to the dimension on right hand side. This is what this principle of homogeneity states, and we'll use this principle to check correctness of the given physical quantity. Right? So let us say we have been given that the formula for the speed of sound, it is given by square root of E by rho, where E is coefficient of elasticity and rho is density of medium. Now we want to check whether the given physical quantity, this physical quantity given velocity, whether it is correct or not, right? So whether this formula is correct or not. So making the use of principle of homogeneity, let us check the dimension on the left hand side. So dimension on the left hand side will be, we can write down the whole sentence. On left hand side will be velocity, so it is LT inverse to m0. You can write down power L1 because it is meter per second, so meter is L and second is power minus 1, LT inverse 1 it is. On the right side, if we go for, it's the coefficient of elasticity. For coefficient of elasticity, the dimension formula is ml L inverse T minus 2. You must remember this dimension. And density is mass upon volume, so mass volume is minus 3 and whole raised to the power 1 by 2. We have a square root, so mm gets cancelled. L, if you take to the numerator, it remains L square, and T minus 2 whole raised to the power 1 by 2. If you simplify further, it will be L into T to the power minus 1. 2 gets divided for both. So we can see here that dimension on the left hand side is equals to dimension on right hand side. Hence formula is correct. You can say formula is correct, or you can also say that the given physical quantity is correct. Let us do this one more question. Let us check the correctness of the formula. Check correctness of formula. T is equals to 2 pi square root of L by G. We have to check whether this formula is correct or not. So again, we do dimension on the left hand side. It will be m0 L0 T to the power minus 1. And similarly, if we try to solve the dimension on right hand side, it is square root of L by G. So L is L and G is acceleration. Acceleration is meter per second square. Meter per second square means LT inverse 2. G is acceleration, dimension for acceleration, whole to the power 1 by 2. If we simplify this, LL gets cancelled, T to the power, so we can get here T here. So if we check both the sides, M0, L0, T1, both the sides are same. So we can write down hence T is equals to 2 pi root L by G is correct formula. So this is very easy. Next, second use of the dimensional formula we have is, that is derivation of formula. now let us say we have this formula 2 pi root L by G. How did we got this? We got this formula for the experimentation. From experimentation we don't get direct conclusion of this form. From the experiment we get data like it has been found from the graph that time period is directly proportional to the length. It is also found that time period is inversely proportional to the square root of G, or let us say just G. So these are the two experimental data we have obtained. So using this experimental data, how do we find out this formula? So let us see the steps. Dimension help us to derive the formula for the given relations. This is experimental data or experimental relation which has been given that time period is directly proportional to the length and time period is inversely proportional to the G. We have to obtain the formula for the time period. So let us see how. So T is write down as L to the power A and G to the power B. Let us say we write down this way. Let us take this G into the numerator itself. We'll get adjustment here. So time period is dependent on length, it's dependent on G. We don't know it is inversely proportional. We just say that it is time period is dependent on L and time period is dependent on G. So now if we simplify, again the dimension applying principle of homogeneity. Right, dimension on the left hand side will be M0, L0, T1, and on the right hand side it will be L stands for length, so LA. G is acceleration, so the dimensional formula for the acceleration whole to the power B. So this will be LA, LB, T to the power minus 2B. B is multiplied both. So it will be A plus B. This is the same, powers can be added. Now if we compare, M is not there, L is there. So powers of L if we compare, we get A plus B equal to 0. Power of L we compare, we get A plus B equal to 0. Now power of T we compare. So when power of T we compare, we get minus 2B equal to 1. So B equal to minus 1 by 2. And B, A will be equal to minus B. So A is equals to 1 by 2. If we use these things here, we get T equal to L to the power 1 by 2. G is power minus 1 by 2. So we get some constant K root L by G. Then the value of K equal to 2 pi is obtained by some experiment. Let us say the same question if we do in some twisted way. T is proportional to L. If it is given, question is given that time period depends upon L and time period is inversely proportional to G. Time period is inversely proportional to G. Then if we find out the value of time period, so it will be again we can take L to the power A and G to the power B. G to the power, let us say minus B. We take it to the numerator, so it will be minus 1. So minus B. Now if we proceed further, again we will obtain time period as K root L by G. You can cross check for yourself. Now the another example we discuss is we have been given string. The string when it is fixed at the two ends, when it is plugged it starts vibrating. String stretched between the two ends and it is plugged, it starts vibrating. So it has been observed, scientists have observed that the frequency of vibration, it is found to be dependent upon the length of the string. It is also found to be dependent on the tension in the string, how much tension it is, and it is also found to be dependent on the mass of the string. If the string of the mass is more, then the vibrations again gets affected. So let us find out the formula for the frequency. We can conclude from these observations as F will be equal to K. K will be some constant which is added up experimentally. L to the power A, T to the power B and M to the power C. Let us try to evaluate again applying principle of homogeneity. Frequency is time inverse. So it will be M0, L0, T inverse, and on the right hand side it will be K does not have any dimension, it is a constant value, numerical value. L to the power A, T is time, T is tension, tension is the force, tension means force, force will be MLT inverse 2 to the power B. It is tension, tension in the string, don't take it as time. And this is the mass of the string, so m to the power c. This one if we simplify, L to the power a, L will be power b also, so plus b. M will be only power b and here will be the power c, and for t it will be minus 2b. Now if we compare power of m, this is minus 1. So power of m if we compare, it will be b plus c equal to 0. Power of L if we compare, it will be a plus b equal to 0. And power of t if we compare, it will be minus 2b equal to minus 1. So b will be equal to 1 by 2. So b will be equal to 1 by 2. So a will be equal to minus 1 by 2 and c will be equal to minus 1 by 2. So these things if we use, then it will be f will be equal to k, L to the power minus 1 by 2, t to the power 1 by 2 and c to the power minus, m to the power minus 1 by 2, m to power c, and the value of c is minus 1 by 2. So this one will be k, right? T will be in the numerator, L has a negative power so goes in the denominator, M has a negative power so goes in the denominator. Everyone has a half common, so we can write down square root as. So frequency is k by L. This is the density of the string, mass per unit length. So mass per unit length, so it will be ml minus 1 whole to the power c. So this one again if we change L to the power a, then L to the power b, we have to do this again.